Hi friends, today we have a gem. We're going to look at the Beatles poetry. We're going to look at the song Hey Jude, one of their hit songs, and we're going to look at line by line their poetry and look at the beautiful lines, the touching lines. What is the song about really? And we'll get deep into the song. My name is Alex KINDLE. On this channel we have a lot of original music of mine, and I love looking at the all-time greats because actually, it's quite heartwarming to look at poetry by these great musicians and bands. But in any case, let's get right into it. So, to be completely honest, when I heard this song, and I heard this song like a million times in my life, I always thought that Hey Jude was some woman that they were singing to. It sounded like a girl's name, doesn't it? I have to be honest, that was my reaction. And I think that's the reaction of most people. And the song is nice and it's pleasant and it's almost like you're talking to a girl, like in a very nice voice, like you would if you were to be gentle. But this song is actually quite a heartbreaking song, and it's not to a girl at all. Jude is a nickname for John's son, John Lennon, okay, one of the Beatles. And this song is actually written by Paul McCartney, because when John's son was 5, John was getting a divorce from his first wife. And this song is to console that little boy. His name was Julian, and short as Hey Jude. Okay, so it's actually a song to console a little boy about his parents separating, and it's a traumatic experience for a little child, and it's actually quite a humane song, right? There's so many, like if this was a song about Hey Jude, some girl, there's a gajillion songs about that topic. Hey, I love you. Okay, great. It's great, but there are very, very, very few songs. In fact, I don't know another song about this topic. Really humane, good topic choice. Original and very touching, even from the beginning. Like I don't have to read anything. Wow, like not the dad writing to his son about the divorce, which also would be touching, but the dad's friend who, if we know a little bit about the background, Paul McCartney was good with this kid, and John was not a very good dad, to be frank. It's more complicated. We're not here to talk about their parenting. Anyway, let's get into it. So let's look at the first part of the song. Hey Jude, don't make it bad, take a sad song and make it better. And the song starts out really slow and sad. Remember to let her, which I'm going to interpret her as the song, let her into your heart, then you can start to make it better. So it's kind of like just a little bit about the experience of music. Listening to music actually makes you feel a little better. But the song is sad, and you're kind of going on, continuing, hey Jude, don't be afraid, you were made to go out and get her. I think it's about the song. I'm not actually 100% clear on who is this her. I'm assuming it's about the song. The minute you let her, the song, under your skin, then you begin to make it better. So it's just a little bit of almost like a consolation, like, hey, don't feel bad. Today, you would actually know a little better than if somebody's feeling bad, you don't tell them, hey, don't feel bad. We don't do that today if we were sensitive, right? Because you can't make a person feel better by telling them feel better, right? We just don't. It's a little more complicated than that. But suggesting that they listen to a song, I don't know if that really fixes that person's problems, but maybe it starts. And so here you go. Then you begin to make it better. And the song, the poetry here is just okay. This is not world-class poetry at the moment. We're going to get into it soon. But then it's interesting because the song starts to pick up. The song gets a little happier. And anytime you feel the pain, Hey Jude refrain. And if you remember the melody of the song, it gets a little happier. And there's a lift. And here's the first interesting line, I think. It's, again, not world-class poetry, but like, at least it's interesting. Don't carry the world upon your shoulders. Again, it's you're telling this to a child who's probably not going to understand this song until later. But you always kind of write for children for when they're older, and they'll get everything. I guess the next lines also not necessarily world-class poetry, but certainly I think this idea has made it into our collective thinking. For well, you know that it's a fool who plays it cool, and they by making their world a little colder, right? Like, hey, everything's fine, right? That insensitive male. I think in that generation, this song is from 1968. It was a more macho time. Now I think men have become a little more feminine. Not making any commentary, but certainly culture has changed, and we're a little bit more in tune with feelings and being open and all this. But then it wasn't as much. But it's certainly a good call out of like, hey, the person who's like, I'm fine, leave me alone, holding the feelings inside. I think it's a call out not to do that, which I think is a good call out. And then the song goes back into the chorus, which repeats, from earlier in the song. So we'll skip the chorus because we already went over it, and we'll go further in the song. Then it goes in, so let it out and let it in. It's almost like breathe in, breathe out. Hey Jude, begin. You're waiting for someone to perform with. I actually don't get this line. There are some lines I don't get. If you understand what these lines mean, comment in the comment section. I actually love the comments that people have been leaving in these songs when I dissect poetry, because a lot of times people tell me things I had no idea about. And then, and don't you know that is just you, hey Jude, you'll do. I think it's kind of our version, modern version of saying you are enough. And next comes a line of the song which is the most confusing, the most ambiguous, and the most talked about. The movement you need is on your shoulder. If you understand, if you have your own interpretation for this, please comment in the comments. I would love to know. Because first, this was a bit of a placeholder line. They were going to remove it. John Lennon, he was like, I'm going to change this later. And then Paul McCartney, he was like, no, this is the best line. Now, I'm having a hard time with this line because the movement you need, is the movement a musical movement? Like, because it's a song, we're talking about a song, and why is it on the shoulder? Is this some kind of like a British speak thing? Don't understand. There's nothing on my shoulders, there's nothing on the shoulders. So don't quite get this line, even though it's apparently the best line of the song. Please help me in the comments here. And then the song sort of ends. Hey Jude, don't make it bad. Take a sad song and make it better. We've heard that in the song already. Remember to let her under your skin. Then you'll begin to make it better, better, better. It gets better. Na, 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 all that. Really epic ending of the song. It's not really the poetry, it's the music. The music is just so beautiful here, and it's gentle and it's touching, and it lifts in the right moments, and it's slow in the right moments. It's very, like, if you were to say, I'm going to be gentle, but if you weren't going to say that, but if you were going to actually be gentle, that's how you'd write this song, musically, but also perhaps in the lyrics. So let me know in the comments, like, some poems out there, they're really easy to dissect. Like, hey, this is the line that's amazing, you can see the metaphor, boom. This is written quite literally at times, but quite ambiguously at other times. It's a very different style of writing than, let's say, the Bob Dylan. So I'd be curious to hear your thoughts on this one, perhaps more than the other songs I've done the analysis of the poetry, just because this one is a little confusing even to me. So thanks for watching. Again, my name is Alex Kinedinik, and I'm going to be doing a lot of these poetry analysis videos because actually I love looking into these songs, these classic songs that we've all heard so many times, but maybe didn't understand fully, and actually have always subconsciously wondered. And if you want to take a look at my own original music, it's not nearly as good as the Beatles, right? But at least maybe you can find something in there for yourself. I'll have all the links in the resources section of this video. If you click show more, and my poetry book is there. So I'd appreciate it if you took a listen to my own original songs. And I look forward to your comments in the comment section about what you think of these lyrics and how you interpret them.